Yep, there we go. That's good. That looks good. Sorry about the slightly late start there. Yeah, this is a terrible tweet. What up, Fernando? Oh, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you. Have a good night, Fernando. What's up, Abe? Yeah. Y'all want to see a really wild take? Conrad Dobler. Oh yeah, the Cardinals passing away. What's up, Jags? Mahomes does have a great trajectory, but like, this is complete revisionism. So I already have Mahomes over Rodgers, whatever. And to be honest, his trajectory is already much higher than Brady's. At 27, Tom had already won 3 Super Bowls. I'm just going to throw that out there. He'd already ran a dynasty, and then, like, I don't know, is that all I got to say? I think he'd already had an undefeated season as well. Broke the NFL passing records. What's up, Mike? Yeah, I'm just going over this tweet that Distracted shared with us. It's like, I believe in Tom's first, 5 or 6 years as a starter? Didn't he win 3 Super Bowls? 3 and 4 was Brady's start. I don't know. That seems like a lot better than 2 and 6 or 2 and 5. Again, not taking anything away from Mahomes. Like I've said a multitude of times since Brady's retired, I think he's the best in the NFL right now, but that seems a little crazy. Again, if Mahomes can go ahead and like win another one next year, yeah, they got themselves a dynasty going on. Is my stream lagging, or is that just my playback being retarded? I haven't dropped any frames, so I'm not really certain. It looks like it's my playback having issues, not the other way. Playback having issues. Okay, your guys are good. Okay, just making sure. I don't really care if my playback lags. I just mainly have it for the chat, and to see if it's lagging or anything. But yeah, it just seems silly, doesn't this seem like a weird thing? Again, Mahomes is great. Seems like he's off to a fast start. It could stop. Like, as funny as that may sound, I know that sounds like cope or whatever people may say that it is, but like in all honesty, if you go back and look at the start of Brett Favre's career, he didn't necessarily result in 2 Super Bowl wins, but he got to 2 Super Bowls. Like, the Packers were doing crazy ass shit the league had never seen before. I believe Andy Reid was like the quarterback coach or offensive coordinator with Mike Holmgren in that situation as well. So it's not like it's like this has never been seen. If you go back to the early Brett Favre when they won that Super Bowl and then they played in another one, I think in the very next year versus the Broncos. It was like it's not, and then they just never, everyone figured out how to stop it, or at least like it just never just kind of died out, kind of just like how the Eagles. I don't know. I just have this weird feeling with Andy Reid led teams. I mean, maybe they'll replace Reid and they'll keep it going. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's just something to think about with this situation, because it's like, man, can they sustain this pace? Yeah, we know why Brady and Bill don't win Coach of the Year, MVP. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, I mean, how can you just give? What, are you just going to give it to Tom every year? I mean, arguably, why the hell didn't Tom win it last year? No, Rodgers, he threw less touchdowns and less yards than Brady. Oh, okay. Did the same as he did last year. I don't know. We don't have to get into all that. So Aaron Rodgers are you guys excited? Aaron Rodgers might be making his announcement. That's my big prediction, my big take for tomorrow. He delayed his weird venture into a black room, into darkness. So why do you think he delayed it? Do you think he's ready to make his decision? Because there was all this sudden chatter coming out over the weekend about the Packers and how there's this rumors from a bunch of NFL executives that there's this growing feeling, and like they may have heard something from one of the Packers owners or front office people that they may be done with him. And maybe like Rodgers is going to come out and be like, yeah, I'm demanding a trade. I'm out. And then it's like, oh, okay. So, I mean, it might not even be anything other more official than, yeah, I'm leaving Green Bay. I don't know if I'm retiring or if it's going to be trade, but I'm done. And because like that could be something that would be helpful for everybody involved. just get it out of the way. I'm pretty sure the calendar year ends in like, oh, Jesus Christ. What is it? Like March 8th. So you probably want to get all your decisions done like now. Like with the Derek Carr situation, you guys heard about that, right? He's going to be traded, or he's going to be released. Say that even if they won't give him that award because that dumb writer said, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's basically just a thing where the Packers have, it's the rumors, right? If you can believe them. It's like, you never know what to believe, right? Because for for 2 decades, all we've heard about the New England Patriots is how much Bill and Brady hate each other. Now we find out that they really like one another. And the fact that like Bill actually would talk to Tom, like pull him aside and be like, hey, is it okay if I yell at you and treat you like you're like one of the normal players? like, oh, okay, that was actually happening. Okay, so how much can we actually believe from the NFL media? It's just always that complicated factor. What's up, that one guy? I'm sure you're in a great mood. Can't imagine why. How much trolling have you done to Philadelphia fans? You've been on a spree? That's what I figured. Have you been banned from any Eagles channels yet? Or are you working on... I'm going to put the over-under on 7. I'm going to say over 7. You've been? Yeah. I figured you might have been banned from a few of them at this point. Do you have a running tally? Is 7 so let's see what the number is. Is it over under 7? If it's like 5, that's pretty close. It was a solid over under set. Yeah, what a good Super Bowl though, huh? From multiple channels and a Discord. Jesus Christ. You're just like, I lost track. I even got kicked up out of Discord. Well, that one guy, we wouldn't expect anything less than that from you at this point. This pretty much saved you from quitting football, didn't it? You were done. You were about to just not watch football anymore. Now you're like, I guess I'll stick around for another year. Man's became a low-key Mahomes fan. He's like, listen, you guys need to be easier on these Chiefs. They're good people. He's like, listen, that Jackson Mahomes, he may be a little annoying, but you know what? He's not so bad. I actually like that one guy's trying to defend Jackson Mahomes now to people. He's like, listen, he may be a little flamboyant. He's a pretty good guy. He probably donates money to charity and shit like that. I don't know. He seems like a decent human being, you know? He's not an Eagle. His older brother beat the Eagles. Oh, poor Miami. Yeah, I mean, they got Tua, though, Mike, so watch out. If my Chargers don't win the Super Bowl next year, I will raid their... Oh, no. Are you going to take care of the doctor, that Chinese doctor yourself? Today was a bright, sunny, blue skies, good temperature, and it's February. The Lord was shut. Yeah, you know what I will say? It was 45 degrees today, and I went out in just my windbreakers. I didn't actually have to wear any coats, anything. What's your profile picture? Is that Mac doing judo? Oh, no, it's Tua. Oh, Tua doing taekwondo. Tua doing judo. We may laugh at that and find it very silly that Tua's doing judo and stuff like that this offseason, but like 90% of his problems was falling down bad. It's just like if you watch all of his sacks, it's like, dude, if you just tuck your head at the right second, you're all good, dude. You ever watch pro wrestling? Like, I get the feeling Tua's never watched one episode of Raw. Because if you watch Raw, you know all you got to do is right before you like, you're not supposed to tuck your neck, but I think it's like you like do something where your head doesn't slam off the ground. It's like it's instinctual for me. I've been hit so many times playing football. I've never had my head slam. Maybe he just needs to build up head control or something. He just lets his head go, honk. I can't imagine letting that happen. Also, I never fight getting sacked. That's stupid. All right, you got me. I go down Eli Manning style. Oh. But you know what? You know who never got an injury getting sacked? You know who set the Iron Man NFL streak? Just going down. Eli Manning. Except for in one Super Bowl game where I'm not going to talk about what happened. I don't know what happened. There had to have been holding on that play that just wasn't called for some reason, because I don't know how that magician got and stayed up in that situation. That was to this day, that's the most impressive quarterback scramble in my life I've ever seen. Mainly because of the throw that followed and everything that came from it. Because it's like, how in the fuck did we not sack Eli Manning? We had him like 15 times on that one play. What's up, Daniel? How you doing, man? If the Chargers went to the NFC instead of the Seahawks, it would be... Yeah, you guys are in a tough division. And you know what's going to suck is I think the Broncos are about to be really good. Yeah, it's just, because no one wishes ill on young Tua, right? Like, nobody wants him to actually get seriously hurt. But it's just hilarious that he's going to be doing judo to try to prevent taking bad falls. Because it is bad falls. Those are, if you go watch each of the times that dude got hit, none of them are hard or dirty hits. They're actually the way that the NFL wants you to hit quarterbacks, because it looks really big and really dangerous and really dramatic, right? But like when you go watch it, look who's taking all the brunt of the hit. It's the guy doing the hitting. It's like that rollover thing that they do. That doesn't hurt quarterbacks. It's like, if you know how to like not smack your head off the ground, Tua should have never been hurt in either of those hits. They were pretty milquetoast for as far as like guys getting hit. Because again, go watch them. Look who's on the ground, pulling him down and then snapping him over very lightly. It's a dramatic looking hit. It's kind of like when you really connect well with somebody's shoulder pads and both guys blam backwards, but they pop back up. Dramatic looking hit, big sounding hit, cool looking hit. Everybody's okay because it's very safe. Like, that is a very safe way to sack a quarterback. Yeah, also, not holding on to the ball for 20 minutes too, yeah. But yeah, back to the Broncos thing really quick. That one guy. Also, the Eagles have lost 3 championships in 99 days, or the city of Philadelphia. They lost a baseball championship, a soccer championship, and now a football championship. That is fucking brutal. But back to why I think the Broncos have a rebound year, mainly because one, Sean Payton. I think 90% of their issues last year was Sean Payton, or was Nathaniel Hackett. You kind of seen like the revival of the Broncos toward the end of the year once they finally fired Hackett. You've seen their offense come to life. Like, we've seen Russell Wilson score points against the Chiefs. I think there were a couple other games where the offense got into the 20s again. So you could see you could just see it was Hackett. Like, they just couldn't get a consistency, like a system going with an interim coach. It was, also, you should probably have lost more of the, well, they actually didn't matter to them if they win or lost. So, but Sean Payton should be able to fix whatever the fuck's wrong with Russell Wilson. Yeah, if they don't make the playoffs. But also another thing that you have to think about is, Sean Payton is really good friends with a really fat guy that works at ESPN. His name is oh, Stud, you finally got a profile picture. Nice. Is it it's Joe Burrow? I appreciate that. That's hilarious. No, his name is Rex Ryan. Lions Planet. And Rex Ryan is a very, very good defensive coordinator. Arguably the best available defensive coordinator that could be. Any team could hire Rex Ryan right now. He'd take a job. He would work. He's literally said, I will work, but you got to pay me like I'm a head coach. So he wants like $50, $60 million to be a fucking defensive coordinator. If you take Rex Ryan as a defensive coordinator, though, you're literally going to have probably the best defense in the NFL. Like, I hate Rex Ryan's guts, trust me, but like, it is what it is. It is what it is. He took a sorry ass offense to his fucking AFC title games. Let's not diminish what Rex Ryan can do as a football coach. Eagles and Broncos fans already seen a Super Bowl win in their lifetime, so they should be. No, exactly. I mean, if you've seen one Super Bowl, you're set. Like, I'm a Patriots fan. In all honesty, I could never see a Super Bowl win again as a Pats fan, and I'm like, all right, I'm all set. I've already got 6, and then I seen my favorite player of all time win a 7th one. As like a football fan, it's really hard to be like, I'm really bummed out my team isn't good anymore. It's like, you're a greedy asshole, Rob. Why? You've seen 5 of those Super Bowls. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. And then you watch Brady go to the NFC and dominate it for 3 years like no one's ever seen in a 3-year span. I think that dude set a Hall of Fame career in 3 years. Yeah, he's pretty great. I was spoiled. So now I'm going to have to deal with, whatever. I also like the Lions, though, and they're on the rise. I don't know. I could jump right back into a fucking little ride here. That one guy. Yeah, the only people I feel really bad for are Cardinals fans. Nobody even wants to coach that team. Jesus Christ. Did you guys see Eric Bieniemy is getting a offensive coordinator role? You guys see that? Like, he's interviewing with like 4 teams for the offense. I wonder if that means he's looking to get him. Like, I heard that was a possibility. What's up, Lions, though? How you doing, man? Welcome. What's up, stud? How you guys doing? Welcome. I guess it's Andy Reid is seen as more like the architect of the Mahomes offense and like the Mahomes situation. And apparently, yeah, exactly. You just want one. Yeah. Every fan, it's awesome. Just the one. I'm so content. But apparently there's like thoughts that's part of the reason why Bieniemy isn't being taken seriously, even though like I'm pretty sure it's came out. Now, you guys know he called the second half of the Super Bowl, right? Like, that was his game plan. The second half of the game. For example, the fake motions that the Chiefs were running, those were completely Bieniemy's creation. They would have it got them 2 of their biggest touchdowns. The first one was, I believe, to oh, Jesus Christ. Juju Smith-Schuster, I believe. And it was a motion where he was coming in, and the Eagles were working hard to switch up who was on coverage. And then all of a sudden, the last second, he fucking juts hard and goes like that. Just fucking comes in and then just juts out like that. And he's wide. I'm talking like, what's up, Jacob? He is wide open. Juju Smith, I believe. And then the other one was to Sky Moore. I don't remember. Maybe it was Pacheco who got the first one. The second one 100% went to Sky Moore, and that was like a fucking dagger to that football game. He credited Reid. Yeah, I mean, Andy Reid's going to call 90% of the plays. He's an offensive-minded head coach. His coordinator, though, I believe a lot of those adjustments and a lot of the things that started working came from Bieniemy. He should get more credit than he deserves. But again, what happened is Matt Nagy being a shitty coach has really fucked Eric Bieniemy. Oh, Logness. What was that holding call all about? Do we want to talk about the call yet? But again, so I hope Bieniemy gets a shot. I think Washington is a good shot for him, because if he can go to Washington and really soup up that offense, I think the Cardinals want to interview with him. Gannon's going to interview for the Cardinals open coaching job. Steichen's already going to be the Colts head coach, the Eagles offensive coordinator. Gannon has a really good shot at becoming the head coach of the dipshits of the Cardinals. I think Gannon's the favorite to get the job out there. No, Glenn's not going to get the job with Arizona. It's probably going to be Gannon in Philadelphia. Well, the Eagles are, KHY, what's up, man? KHY might be losing or not KHY, but the Philadelphia might be losing. Yeah, KHY might be losing several players and coaches. Yeah, the Eagles might be in some trouble. They're losing both their offensive and defensive coordinator, most likely. Steichen's the next Colts head coach, their offensive coordinator. Gannon's the favorite to get the Cardinals open job. Yeah, KHY, you're in trouble right now. The Eagles, yeah, you're in charge of the Eagles suddenly. And they're losing like 13 or 14 guys to free agency. And it's like a lot of like really good players. We'll see what the Eagles do. I mean, they're going to keep most of their core offense, so that's the big thing, right? They'll have Goddard probably. I think they'll have A.J. Brown. I'm pretty sure they're going to have Devonta Smith. They'll have Jalen Hurts. Some of these guys are due contracts coming up. I think Jalen Hurts going into year 4. So this means, guess what that means? Time to pay Jalen Hurts this year. You pay Jalen. Sign Bradbury? I don't think you want to sign Bradbury. It's his fault that call got made. The best part isn't even the call. My favorite excuse is the Eagles complaining about the fucking grass. Yeah, it's like, ugh. The Chiefs played on the same grass. Yeah, Bradbury literally admitted the whole thing. So, like, there's no controversy on that. I'm so glad Bradbury admitted to that. Because if he wouldn't have made that statement, people would be, it'd be such a nightmare. You saw Bradbury, he put his house on Zillow. Aw. Yeah, no, I think the Lions Planet, I think your bigger move would be going after a guy like Jesse Bates. A little younger, a little bit more talented, plays safety. You can line him up there and play him with... fuck, you guys have 2 good safeties. Never mind. I keep forgetting you guys actually have safeties in Detroit. You have well, you only got 1, right? Kirby Joseph and... because Kirby Joseph is, like, really good. The Lions made a really good pickup in that Kirby Joseph young man. He's going to be a monster. From everything I know the safety. I can usually tell when a safety is going to be good after I see him play in the NFL, and he's everything I like in the safety position. It's like right there. I'm like, oh, he's going to be solid. But I don't know if they have 2 of them, and I think you need 2 of them in this NFL. One for tight end stuff, and then one to also help in pass coverage. And I think Jesse Bates would be good for Detroit. I think Detroit should go after a C.J. Mosley type player, specifically C.J. Mosley. If he wants to leave New York, go get him. And then like Jesse Bates. I think that makes and then draft the way that you drafted last year. Oh man, the Lions are a force to be reckoned with if they pull those 2 moves off. Imagine they pull those 2 moves off, or imagine if the Lions somehow steal Chauncey Gardner-Johnson from the Eagles. Because guess who's also a free agent? Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. And he just had a breakout fucking year with the Eagles. So he's not going to be cheap. And the Eagles also have to consider that they have to pay Jalen Hurts, and they're going to have to pay Devonta Smith next year. Because Devonta is entering year 3 coming up, which means that he's going to be eligible for an extension heading into year 4. So after 2024, Devonta has to get paid. Jalen's eligible for an extension right now. Just like Joe Burrow, just like Justin Jefferson, who are all getting paid this offseason, they have to kind of pay Jalen. Because again, you can wind up saving money if you pay the quarterback. Like, it's like a weird thing, but like if you do it right, and the Eagles are a smart front office, as much as we may all hate it, they should be able to pull this off. They have pretty wealthy owners as well. It shouldn't be too much of a thing. I want the Cowboys to trade for Jerry Jeudy or Hunter Renfrow. Hunter Renfrow might be possible. Jerry Jeudy probably not. You don't like Schultz? You can get a new tight end. Eagles overrated ass defense. People really thought they were good. Sheesh. Every time they played a good, healthy offense, they got cooked. Hey, they got exposed. I want the Lions to do good because they've been... Yeah, it'd be cool to see like next year's Super Bowl be a team like Detroit and like another team that's never made it, like a Mac Jones-led Patriots team. That'd be a sweet Super Bowl. I think so. I think he's under contract for another year. He might leave. He might not. I don't think we're going to cut him. If anybody's getting cut, it'd be Jonnu Smith, not Hunter Henry. He's been far too valuable. And a lot of our issues last year were Patricia-based, not anything more. We could talk about how awful the Patriots offense was this year, how funny it was. Yeah, he declined the offer from the Saints. He's going to free. He's going to be a free agent. It's always best to pay your guys early. Yep. Always make the rookie contract become an extension and not a new contract. You can manipulate the money better. Yes, sir. That's why Mahomes was smart to. That's why it's smart to get him in year 3 right now. This is when you want to. If you're keeping a guy long term, that's why you pay him right now. Like Joe Burrow's going to have an extension this offseason if the Saints aren't, or if the Bengals aren't stupid. Because if they do the stupid thing and let that guy go anywhere near free agency, the New Orleans Saints are just going to sign him with zero effort. Guys, I'm not even playing with you. The whole thing is going to New Orleans. If somehow the Saints can pull off getting Burrow, Jefferson, and Chase, they'll go. Like, and they probably want to go play there. Like, that's the sad thing. Burrow, as much as he loves being a Bengal and being in his hometown, he would probably much rather go be playing for New Orleans. Tell me I'm wrong. Really think about what I just said and really stop it. So would Jefferson and so would Chase. They would 100% prefer to be down there. So you can't let that guy ever go near free agency because he will go to where he would prefer to be, in my opinion, which is the Saints. But, you know, he's like, I think that he's like deeply connected with Louisiana after the college stuff. It's always best to pay. Yeah, I already read that. Sorry about that. That's why the Eagles could move Wentz so easily in golf too. Yep. Yeah, contracts extended. Yep. Packers cooked that sorry defense. Dak cooked them. Lions cooked them. Goff cooked them. Lions scored like fucking 40 points on them in the first game, and they barely beat Detroit. I can't believe people say the Eagles were fake because they lost, but they scored 35. I think they were saying that they were more fraudulent in terms of their defense. Politics, like their defense was like a paper defense that was like inflated because of bad teams, and whenever they played like good teams, they kind of got gas run a little bit and ran all over, which is true. I mean, they got ran the fuck over quite a bit, but the problem was is most teams just couldn't score with them. It was literally just a thing of like, yeah, we may have gave up like 40 points, but guess what? We scored 47 because we're the Eagles. Fuck them. And it's like, yeah, that's true. They did that not like a lot this year. They would just blow teams out, and then the other team would come roaring back, and they'd be like, and we'll score one more time, and they can't stop us. And everybody kind of would like hand wave it off as like garbage time points. But I guess looking back more retrospectively, I think the defensive performances were specifically very good, multi-talented offenses kind of backfired having to play the Chiefs, who could run the ball really well this year. Yeah, Hurts played really good. The defense was a fraud. Number 1 pass defense, my ass. If you had a competent QB and an above average passing attack, you could expose the Eagles. Yeah, if you can run it and throw it. If you were a multi-talented offense, you could actually do some damage to the Eagles, it appeared. But if you can only do one thing really well, like the 49ers were stuck doing or the Giants were doing with just having the run, everything kind of backfired on the Eagles on the, it could backfire on them. Yeah, he did fumble. That shit was rough. How'd they give Mahomes a Super Bowl? What did he do? Sorry, man. I'm not letting anybody say shit about the refs. The refs called a good game. Fuck everybody. I don't care. I'm tired of people dogging on the refs when they do a good job. Like, is that a hot take? They did great last night. There wasn't one time where I'm like, oh, that's a terrible fuck. They ruined the game. I didn't, not once. Even the more I think about like that, like kind of weird holding call. If the player said it was a holding call, then, and if he said like, I was hoping they wouldn't call it, then it's like, oh man, that's not a good sign. That's probably a definite hold. Hurts from the ball more than the media is letting on, although the Eagles scored on the next possession. Yeah, I mean, what do you have, like 6 fumbles? That's not a lot. For a guy who runs the ball as much as he does, that's not as bad a thing as you think. It's more lost fumbles is a big deal. In my opinion anyway, right? Because you could drop the ball, pick it back up, and that's technically a fumble, and it's like, that's a stupid stat. So I'm glad that there's like a distinction, right? Because you want to know, like, well, what actually? Hey, what's up, Danny? How you doing, man? Yeah, I was gonna say it's not on the refs that a guy committed a penalty. It's like everyone's mad at the refs. It's like it's Bradbury's fault. It's just like when Chris Jones lined up offsides against the Patriots. Why was everybody mad at the referees for calling Chris Jones, who was? Do we remember how far offsides Chris Jones was? And then the Chiefs had a pick and they ran it back, and everyone's like, "Yeah, oh no." What's up, Jeremy? Yeah, can't be mad at the refs for literally like doing their jobs. He fumbled 6 but scored the next possession. Yeah, it kind of offset each other. Yeah, I agree, KHY. It could have been a 2-score, but like again, if you can get the points back, it's not the end of the world. I couldn't ask for much better. All as well. I'm glad to hear. Man. It's always a good news. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing, man? Oh, active shooters trending. What's going on over here? Oh, an active shooter at Michigan State. Great. This is my state. Oh, that's not good. At least 5 people have been shot. God damn it. I'm getting off there. Well, that stinks. That's not good news. I hope the people I know there are okay. Not good. I had a couple friends who like lived on that campus, so hope everybody's okay. Shout out to the former Giants that put the Eagles out of their misery. Kadarius Toney, Steve Spagnuolo, and none other than James Bradbury. Yeah, once a Giant, always a Giant. Dynasty has begun. You got one more. You got a year to go. You got to pull it off next year, or else that first one you won really fucks things up and makes it really hard to claim a dynasty. Because again, you got to remember the dynasty is like a pretty strict ruling. The Chiefs are definitely right around the corner. They could get it. They just got to win one more Super Bowl. Like, damn it. We're an AFC dynasty. It's like, what does that mean? Woo. It's going to be awful hard, though. AFC is really good. Getting back to the Super Bowl is going to be a lot harder than actually winning it, I think, for the AFC for years to come. Because apparently what that game also kind of proved to me is how far ahead the AFC feels. Like, that game would have happened with Buffalo, too, against the Eagles. And I can't imagine the Chiefs doing, or the Bengals doing any worse either. Does anybody get the feeling after watching that game that the Bengals, Bills, or Chiefs all would have won that game? You could have put all 4 runner-up teams in there, and they'd been like, yeah, they probably win. Oh, no, Jaguars would have got beat up. Never mind. They would have lost. I was like, even maybe the Jaguars. Never mind. They don't have the defense to compete with that. Unless another team makes a big splash, I can see Chiefs doing it again. I don't believe in Buffalo. Bengals is their true competition, and the Patriots are loaded. Yeah, I know. I mean, you forgot to say about the Patriots, but that's okay. I know you just ran out of characters. That's all. Right? See, I've been really nice about the Chiefs winning a Super Bowl, so I hope that means I'm going to get karma, and now my team gets to win a Super Bowl again. So I get to act really ignorant for off season. You guys remember when my first year streaming the Patriots won the Super Bowl? What a great first year that was. I hope that happens again so I can give another royal speech. It was my favorite. That was a good time, that Super Bowl. It was stressful though, 13-3. Yeah, yeah, they got O'Brien. Should be radically better than what we were doing last year. We're just going to be better just on point, you know what I mean? Maybe 10 more points a game. Yeah, we're a playoff team now for sure. Like, we're definitely a playoff team. I think if we don't make the playoffs, it would be a bad season, in all honesty. There's a couple teams that didn't make the playoffs this year that I would consider a bad season if they didn't make it next year. If the Giants don't make it, I wouldn't consider that a bad season. I'd be like, well, that's they were way ahead of themselves. I think the Patriots, if they don't make it next year, it's a bad season. They might be the only team where I think that, though. The whole thing with Tua, like if the rumors are true and he's actually learning how to fall so he doesn't snap his neck back and hit his head off the ground every time he takes a sack, he might be fine. I don't know. He doesn't get hit that hard. I don't think guys try to hit him that hard because he's so little. And everyone knows he's got like the health problems. I think guys just, I don't know, not much you can do on those 2 hits he took. Again, like you said, he's very fragile. Broncos? Yeah. I think the Broncos are the easiest fixed situation in the NFC and probably maybe in the NFL. I genuinely think that's just coaching. I think Russell Wilson is the most coaching dependent superstar that the NFL has ever seen. And we'll see that very quickly this year. And yeah, we'll see. I'm like 50-50 on that because I'm not sure if it's like Sean Payton, if it was Pete Carroll just knew exactly how to use him. I will say of Sean Payton though, he did tell everybody though that expect a very big special teams play from the Chiefs in that game, and it like happened. It was crazy. Sean Payton's a really good coach. Yeah, I don't. I think replacing Brown for the Titans is more tantamount to their success than replacing Tannehill. Because again, Tannehill sucks, right? I'm not really going to defend Ryan Tannehill. I'm not going to sit here and do that. That's not the business we're in. I'm not going to defend that guy. He's garbage. But he works there. I don't know. They suck without him. They're a substantially worse football team. So whatever weird magic is happening in that whole scenario, that seems to be the right move, the right matchup, the right pairing. I think they need to get him a better receiving situation, though. 100%. Should have never traded AJ Brown. Yeah, because well, Sean Payton knows how to put quarterbacks in situations to succeed. Remember how good he had Jameis Winston looking? The game was rigged. Yeah, I'm sure. Man, I'm so tired of rigged shit. Why? When did this start? I've never seen this before. Is it literally just because people are sports gambling? Do you think that's why people are calling everything rigged? Because now everybody has a bunch of money in it, and now when they lose, they're like, "This is fucking horseshit." But when before they'd be like, "Yeah, oh well." This, I think sports betting being legalized is having a terrible effect on officials. Not that they're doing anything worse or any. I actually think they're doing better. But people have so much money, and there's so much money being pushed and pulled around, and people's opinions are being swayed in the worst extremes because of the sports betting. That like a call that usually wouldn't bother them is like, "That's the game ender. That fucked me on 1 point being scored." You know what I mean? Like, people are angry because of like the craziest things at times. With these officials, and it feels like it's not real. Like, it feels like it's like sports betting based. Yeah, it's like, if sports are rigged, why are you putting money in it still? No, I think my take here is gonna wind up being correct. I think it's bad. I don't know if sports betting being legalized is a good thing. Well, yeah, yeah, probably. Who, the NFL? Yeah, I would imagine. But like, I don't know. Can you bet on WWE matches? Like, on like legalized sports books, like US, like not shady sports books that let you pay in Bitcoin and shit and Ethereum. Uh, exactly. Politics. Like, if the NFL is rigged, do you really motherfucking think Aaron Rodgers would have played in one Super Bowl? Genuine question. Yeah, taunting is retarded. Yeah, I hate those calls. Taunting is the worst call in the world. And missed calls and some roughing calls I don't like. That's really it. Yeah, I mean, roughing calls are a little annoying. But again, those, it's not like they're doing anything wrong, man. It's probably so different in person. Like, those hits probably look so much worse in person. I'm telling you. I can't imagine what some of those must look like when you're that close to it, and that you hear that and you see that and you're just like, that feels dirty. Again, we have the benefit of watching it in slow motion and being like, dude, it was clean. But like, I know. Again, with Peyton only won 2 Super Bowls. If the NFL was rigged, like, all those guys would have had them a home start to their career. I'm telling you, they would have just, because you know how I know that they would just do that if it was rigged, and everyone's like, well, that would be too obvious. They're doing it with Mahomes. They did it with Brady. By the way, they did the same thing. They were just, so if they can just, man, I hate these. Hold on. All right, we're good now. Sorry about that. I fucked my mic up a second. But like, if the NFL is gonna rig it, like, they just have guys like that win all the time. And my evidence of that is they did it with Brady and Mahomes and Montana and Young, and they let Jim Kelly go to 4 straight. Like, the NFL, if they do rig things, they'll just let a team win it forever. They don't care. So why didn't they do that with Peyton or Aaron Rodgers or any of these? Like, why didn't the Chargers, when they had LaDainian Tomlinson, Antonio Gates, and fucking Phillip Rivers and a bunch of players on defense, ever get 1 Super Bowl? Why did Big Ben win more Super Bowls than Aaron Rodgers? If it was rigged, why would they let a fucking accused rapist win multiple Super Bowls in their league? Dude, sometimes shit happens. Like, they're not perfect. And, like, it's stupid. It sucks that they miss calls, but I mean, sometimes shit happens. I'm sure those guys probably feel fucking worse about it than anybody. But they gotta fucking be stoic about it. Be like, I apologize. That was my fault. I missed it. And then they have to get death threats for a year. Just like, oh well, that's gotta suck, dude. You could be playing high school and it's a cheat. No, why don't you give it a try? Why would they give Brady 7 rings if it was rigged? Why wouldn't they want parity? And if they love Brady, why would they allow him to go to a 10-year span without... Yeah, dude, or make him lose his undefeated season. That makes no fucking sense. And of all people to lose it to, Eli Manning. Yeah, they definitely rigged that because that's the best thing for NFL history. No, you'd probably want the greatest team that had ever graced the field in the NFL to have also won a Super Bowl. Not get embarrassed by a 9-8 team that snuck in. Or a 9-7 team that snuck in the back door. No, that's bad, man. That's shitty programming. Like, imagine you're watching a movie and I guess the big upset happens, but like that doesn't seem... You wouldn't buy it. It'd be hard to buy that upset. You mean a team that was scoring 40 a game with reckless abandon, and a team that they beat 42-10 suddenly beat them 14-10 in the Super Bowl? Yeah, I don't know. That's nah. What happened? Why'd their defense get so much better? Be a weird thing, you know what I mean? Like, they do things that are crazy. Again, my biggest argument's always going to be, why the hell did Peyton Manning only get 2 Super Bowl rings and have to be drugged to an above 500 record in the playoffs? He's 14-13 in the playoffs, by the way. If they lose that Super Bowl, Peyton Manning retires 13-14 in the playoffs. Why would the league rig that like that? What did Peyton do? You mean the face of their league since he was at Tennessee? The crown prince, the heir apparent to the NFL, the next Joe Montana. If they were rigging... Okay, so if the NFL rigs games and they rigged Brady's career, right? That's one of the main arguments, right? That would be something they did. They gave Brady those 7 rings, the 6 for the Patriots, 7 on the Bucks. Yeah, Cowboys also would have multiple Super Bowl. Tony Romo would have won 2, maybe 3. Dak would have won 1. Yeah, they yeah. So the NFL rigs things and lets guys win 6 or 7 rings at a time. Why didn't they pick Peyton Manning? What's up, Kenny? Too obvious? Yeah, but they let Brady get 6. That seems fucking... Why? If they were going to rig it, why not just let Peyton? Peyton was supposed to be the GOAT anyway. That was the expectations. He was like the LeBron James of the NFL, basically. If you go look up the hype about Peyton Manning, that shit was fucking insanity. No, he came in and threw 30 picks as a rookie. They rigged that. They decided to make Peyton look like one of the greatest busts ever. Yeah, the Cowboys have the largest fan base in the world. Imagine the stacks of money they get if Dallas made the championships, not ever win. Just, yeah, or like win every 10 years. Doing good, Kenny. Or the Packers, who also have one of the biggest fan bases in football. Just like, why would they continuously fuck these people? Trevor Lawrence had why would they let Trevor Lawrence have that year that he had last year? Was that like his embarrassment ritual? Commissioner doesn't like anybody. Commissioner hates Robert Kraft and we still win titles. Yeah, the shooting at MSU, no good. 5 people been hit at least. It's the number I seen. Not good. Not good. Yeah, it's his Illuminati embarrassment ritual. Remember when 21 Savage did the whole walk with Amber Rose, and he had held up a big old sign that said Captain Save a Ho, and what else was it? Um I'm a hoe too. Now he's world famous. You had an up and down day. Well, I'm glad to hear that it's hopefully it's up right now. Right now it's probably not the best. I'm kind of bummed out about State. I hope I know people there, so I'm kind of like worried about him. Yeah, he was Captain Sabaho, 21 Savage. He's not into slut shaming. Jalen Hurst didn't wear the dress, so no Super Bowl for him. Yeah, Michigan State, yeah. The campus had a shooter at it. It seemed personal to you? Oh, well, probably. Most shootings are pretty personal. Hopefully they take care of that fucking loser. No, he's just attacking America. Mm. It's some personal to me. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you oh, we're at 13 likes, by the way. I appreciate that, everybody. What you mean, Kenny? Sod father? Who's the sod father? Is he the guy that fucked the, you know what the NFL needs to stop doing? Having fucking concerts on the middle of the field when they have to go play football on the field in like a couple minutes. I feel like that's a bad idea. I don't know how they can get around it, but I don't know if they should do halftime shows at the actual Super Bowl anymore. I don't really know what the solution is. It's a news from your football team, and that's what I can say now. Oh, I'm sorry. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. I think there's been trouble before with Arizona and grass. Having grass in Arizona is tricky. Yeah, they spent 800 grand on that, and it was good. It's a good field. It's just it got fucked up because they put a bunch of they created a bunch of shitty divots in it because they fucking wheeled a bunch of stages out there. It had a bunch of platforms and people running up and down on it, and God knows what else going on. Driving shit out on it, and so I don't know what the solution is for halftime shows. I don't think anyone really cares anymore. You don't need to do them. Because the middle of the field is like idea, right? But Mahomes, yeah. He's back in the public again. That's the only drawback is that guy's back in the public discussion. Yeah, and again, Cheeto, like I said, the halftime show isn't really for the football fan, the football watcher, the people watching. I mean, it is kind of, but it's mainly for people who don't want to watch the game or who are forced to watch the game and all that. Just the ratings pop. I'm sure their ratings for the Super Bowl are highest at kickoff, halftime show kickoff, and end of fourth quarter roughly. Like when they see there's like 5 minutes left, the ratings probably skyrocket. And then it like stays flatline most of the game. I can imagine it starts high, quickly nosedives, comes back up to a peak, goes back down, then breaks its peak for the end. I only say that based on my own history with streaming football games. I tend to see how it kind of plays out. Ultimate frisbee. Just have some like drunk guy come out of the crowd and see if he can kick a field goal. Watch him stumble, fall over as he runs up to try to kick it, miss, and everybody cheers. Yay! No, I like the concert. I think they should do it on one of the sidelines. I know that kind of sucks, but like, you know, I don't know. Gronk, yeah, the kick looked like it was gonna be good, and then I think they did some fancy video editing to make it look like it was no good, because that thing was like right down the middle. It was like a perfect kick almost, it looked like, and then all of a sudden it just went. And I was like, what the fuck was that? Yeah, that's what rigged football would look like, by the way. That's about how good that shit would look. You ever see football players act? You ever see athletes try to act before? Oh, Jesus. I like how everyone says these games are all rigged and these dudes are all thespian level actors. It's like, and then when they actually go do real acting work after they retire, they're like the worst fucking actor you ever seen in your life. It's like, maybe that shit wasn't rigged. Rihanna had a platform hanging out from the rafters. Yeah, she was up in the air. But the problem was it started on the ground. It lifted off the ground. And they had to get everything in place and yada, 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 yada. Still fucked the field up. It is what it is. Game was good. I don't know. No one really got hurt. Like, I can't really complain. We had a good back and forth game. We had a comeback in it. We had a high scoring game and pretty much a shootout in a Super Bowl. Pretty unheard of. Highest scoring Super Bowl ever, I believe. Can't really ask for much more from 2-1 seeds going at it in the Super Bowl. That was everything you'd expect. That was great. After how many bad primetime games we had all season long, too, that felt like a reward. It was like the football gods went, all right, here's a really good one. Here's arguably one of the better non-overtime football Super Bowls you'll ever watch. Here you go. That was pretty sweet. Again, that might just be a bias because I like offense, but you know, some people may think that the Rams Patriots 13-3 Super Bowl is better, but you know, everyone has their preferences. I'm sure most of us here probably prefer a nice 13-3 game compared to that ugly no defense 38-35. Ooh. Have you hanging by the edge of your seat with every touchdown every thrown, and ugh. Who wants to see that? Ugh. Hold on a second. What's going on my computer? What's up, Extra? How you doing, buddy? Who was in that parrot suit that the NFL was teasing? I have no idea. AFC North. Bengals. Bengals. I don't know what the Ravens are going to look like. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Kind of depends on the Lamar Jackson situation. I have to wait and see that one out. But based on right now, Browns, Steelers, Ravens, just because I don't think they're going to have them. Yeah, I think they'll be second place. I think Deshaun will look a lot better. But I mean, we'll see about all that. Be hilarious if Deshaun sucks for the rest of his career and they're out just a whole pile of money. Like, God damn it. You think Jackson's going to get tagged? It's possible. I think Lamar's going to pretend he's hurt and not play on the tag. What do you think about that? Kind of scary how Rihanna was 60 feet in the air and no railing on this platform, and she was pregnant. Yep, one more than Rodgers. 3 times the amount of Super Bowl appearances, 2 times the wins. You're going to the zoo next week. Ooh, that'll be fun. It's crazy. She did that whole. We knew she was pregnant too. We were right because the whole time we were like, "Is she pregnant or did she just have a baby?" She was pregnant. Yeah, so we were right. 100% for us. I mean, honestly, he doesn't need to really pass Brady, in my opinion. I made a similar kind of argument about if Brady never passed Montana, he could still be the GOAT. I mean, he could get to 4, he could get to 7, he could get to 6, and you can make the argument. It'll be hard, right? And again, I'm a huge Brady fan. Like, don't even get it twisted. But the argument will have to be very well done. Yeah, and I don't know if because that would be because again, Mahomes what 27, he'll be 37 in 10 years. He'll probably be done. Whenever I tell people, I'm like, my hot take is Mahomes will be done in 10 years. Everyone's like, no way. I'm like, dude, that'll be a 16-year NFL career. He's probably not going to last that long with his playing style. Plus, his kids are going to be like 8, 9, 10 years old in that time span. 11 or 12 with the oldest one. Like, he's going to have a good 10-year run here, and that's probably it. Like, for the next decade. He is another decade or so. And that's not, again, anything against Patrick. Again, I think he's the best quarterback in football right now since Brady's gone. But, you know, again, I don't see him playing till 45. See the difference there? So I don't know if he's going to be able to have that. Because with that kind of time window, he has to win 6 out of the next 10 years to get to the 8. Could he do it? That's a lot. You know what I mean? That's a lot of winning. And again, if Mahomes starts to decline physically, will he still be as good a player as he is today? If he doesn't have that extreme athletic ability, his ability to extend plays, his ability to move around, a lot of his good play, extra athletic ability, his ability to throw from any angle, any side, any position, comes from an extreme, he's very athletically gifted. And when you see a lot of those guys start to lose some of those extra traits, they kind of start to, I don't know. I think the reason that you didn't see that fall off with Brady is because most of his skill never came from his physicalness or his physicality. A lot of Brady's abilities came directly up here. And while Mahomes is getting sharper up here, I feel like a lot of his game comes from his physicality and what he can do with his body. Again, zero shot at him. I think that degrades a little quicker. I'm kind of moving on a thesis that if you're more of a mobile, runny type of quarterback than Mahomes is like a balanced kind of hybrid quarterback, but he still kind of leans toward running, or at least not being a pure pocket passer. So quarterbacks like Brady will always have longer careers. Just Herbert, yeah, he'll probably get a bag. Yeah, it was pretty crazy extra. Yeah, I think both of them will get a ring. And again, that's another big problem for our buddy for Mahomes there is look how good the AFC quarterbacks are. You got Josh Allen, you've got Burrow, you've got Mac Jones, you've got Justin Herbert, you've got Tua when he's healthy. Okay, nobody said. No one's saying anything. All right. Cool. We all accept that Mac's a good young quarterback. He's in the conversation. Right? Oh, fuck you. Bro's like, he slid in back like I think we'd notice. Extra's like, hold on a second. Who was that third guy you said there? Hold on a minute. Let's rewind two guys. He's you know that picture of like like the picture of like the like 6 Navy SEALs about to go in and there's like a clown in the middle. That's a verbal representation of that meme. That's my favorite thing that like shitty posts do on like ESPN, where they'll like, this is the only thing I like about ESPN's post. They'll like list like the 3 or 4, like they'll have like 6 of the best players in a post in the league, and then they'll slide in some like absolute trash player. And it's just like, it's one of my favorite like. Mahomes had all day to pass in the AFC Championship and the Super Bowl. Yeah, that line was crazy. He 0 sacks. I think they gave up on Mahomes. No, that's kind of like a slogan with school shootings. Manning, seems like a decent guy. Still blamed getting steroids shipped to his house on his wife. So I don't know if I really fuck with him on that kind of level. Complains constantly about the Patriots and cheating, so you know there's that against him. He literally blames. If you remember, when Peyton Manning was traded to Denver, or when he went to the Broncos, about a year or so in there, the FDA or DEA intercepted a mail going to Peyton's house that contained a large shipment of steroids or human growth hormones or something like that. It was I forgot if it was like anabolic steroids or something, and it was really big news. Like, it was huge news that Peyton Manning just got drugs shipped to his house, and they didn't deny that it was for their family or anything. So it was like, oh, and then all of a sudden it came out. Oh, they're like, ESPN was like, we apologize for reporting about a big nothing burger. Apparently those steroids were for Ashley Manning, Peyton's wife, and ongoing fertility problems. I'm like, how would taking male steroids help a female's pussy not be barren? Yeah, and also go look at Peyton's head when he was at Tennessee, and then look at his head today. If you tell me that one of the proofs that Barry Bonds did steroids is the fact that his head grew 3 sizes, Peyton Manning's head grew 3 sizes. No, I don't. Not a real one. The money, Peyton Manning. It's not. It's never going to be. I don't really like Peyton Manning. As a player, though, completely overrated. As people say, Brady benefited off playing a very bad division. Well, so did Peyton Manning. He played the AFC South. It was the expansion Jaguars, expansion Texans, and the Titans. I don't think a single one of those teams won 8 games until 2008. What do you remember about the Titans, Texans, or Jaguars from 2000 until 2013 when Peyton left? Maybe an occasional 8 or 9 win season from the Titans. You know what I mean? So there was that, and then he'd always lose in the playoffs. But again, he's really good regular season, arguably one of the greatest regular season quarterbacks of all time. Trendsetter with certain things that he was able to do. Arguably one of the best audible setters of all time with pre-line snaps, pre-line reading. So I think he's probably the 3rd or 4th best all time, but I think a lot of people who. Oh, you're fine, Lions. You don't have to say sorry, buddy. I'm not mad at you. 4-1. That's a pretty crazy record. Might been. I don't remember it being that high though. It was like 3-4 or 4-3. But I might be thinking all the playoff games. I just don't remember it being 4-1 though. Yeah, but 4-1 seems a little ridiculous. What was it, 4-3? Yeah, he's also 14-13 and got drugged to a winning record by the Broncos. Pretty sure that's the only reason they beat us in that year's playoffs too, was the defense. Didn't Brock Osweiler have to play that game because Peyton couldn't start? No, I'm just the truth teller. I don't let Peyton Manning's shortcomings go untalked about, because all people do is suck his dick. It's really annoying. He was a consistent choker in the playoffs, and he benefited highly off very easy schedules. Yep, Peyton's a really smart guy. Again, literally, like I said, he's one of the third or fourth greatest of all time, maybe five. But again, them problems in the playoffs were bad. Okay. He's a joke artist. You okay? All right, we're back on. So I don't know what the fuck that was. Sorry about that. Dude, none of these guys are in the league anymore. I don't care, dude. We're talking about like the season that just happened. Peyton Manning's neck broke like 2 years, like fucking 7 years ago. He's been gone. Can we talk about players who are actually still in the league? Like Tom Brady isn't even. He filed paperwork. He's retired, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I don't really like to debate about like players who aren't in the league anymore. Kind of what retarded people do. Yeah, cool. Neither of those guys are in the NFL anymore. I don't care. When you bring up some people who are relevant, I'll address you again extra. But till then, just go ahead and just spam all you want. I don't really care. Be careful, though. Because if you keep it up, I'll consider you just spamming. So take your next move carefully. I'll put you right back where I had you a minute ago, back on the ban list. Nah, fuck you, you fucking loser. Annoying piece of shit. So what games did Peyton Manning play this year? Now I'm gonna turn this on you. What games did Peyton Manning play this year? Because like the title of the stream clearly says like season review, talking about this year and the future. So what does that have to do with the future of the NFL? What does Peyton Manning have to do with the NFL in 2023? And why'd you bring him up? Is he coaching? That could be a thing. He could be coaching. I don't know. You never know how Jim Irsay is going to move. That guy's fucking crazy. Anyway, we're going to ignore this guy now. You can go away for 5 minutes. Yeah. See. And the one thing he said when I timed him out was Tom Brady lost to Peyton Manning in the playoffs. Warned him. Move carefully on the next thing you say, or else it'll be spam. Anyway. We got a new perspective on Mahomes. Now he finally realized. What do you mean go about it the right way? Elaborate. If you don't mind elaborating. I'm just curious what that perspective is. You mean like play more traditionally? 'Cause I don't necessarily think that's true. I think the only reason he kind of reeled it back for the last 2 games, is because his fucking ankle got hurt. His own words. Oh, what do you mean? Oh, he just I mean, hell, he could be moving towards a more traditional play style. Oh, and by the way, if you're watching the stream and you're not really seeing the chats very well, make sure in the upper right hand corner it says it says you're in all messages, not top messages. I think YouTube had an update and everything looks different now. It no longer says live chat, it says top messages and all. Make sure you have all enabled so that way you can see what everybody's saying. Unless yours just says live chat still. Yeah, I don't know why they changed it to like all messages. It's kind of a weird one, but it's whatever. By the way, hopefully everyone's having a good night, and thank you guys for tuning into the stream. I'm not being too combative tonight. I'm just trying to chit chat about things. I don't know why that guy came in acting weird like that. That's not the kind of energy the stream has at all. What's Zuck doing? The old Zuck bot. Oh, by the way, the next Hogwarts stream we're gonna do, it'll be sometime. Could be tomorrow. Could be on Thursday or Friday or something like that. I'm not too sure yet. People, Zuck doesn't own Twitter or YouTube. I think that's Google. I think Meta and Google are enemies. I don't fucking know. I mean, he could own it. I mean, that's funny, Kenny. That Rihanna's unborn baby made it to a Super Bowl for the Lions. True. She also, her unborn baby also was in a Super Bowl far sooner than Aaron Rodgers was recently. Well, people are okay. And what? People don't like Levis as a quarterback because he is inaccurate. Is he inaccurate because of mechanic issues, or is he inaccurate just because like it's like a lost cause type accuracy issues? Kind of like Wilson's more inaccurate because of mechanical issues. What are you thinking? Because if he can be fixed, he'll be drafted high. I mean, if it's just like he just throws from a funky angle and does like weird arm angle shit, then it's like, oh, that's not a real problem. Mechanics. No, again, that's not a real problem then. As long as he's willing to like fix them and go through the like process of like maturing them up a little bit and getting them like NFL ready, then it's not really a big deal. Wilson's biggest problem is he doesn't want to work on those mechanics and get them better. Or at least it doesn't seem like he does. Stafford. Yeah. Well, Stafford had some problems like that too. People are okay from state. Yeah, well, people got shot, that's for sure, which isn't good. Never good. Never good. Hopefully no one passes, yeah. Be a bit of a bummer. What else happened this year that's kind of worth talking about right away? Someone's already died. Well, yeah, it's a shooting, yeah. It'd be pretty unlikely if they made it all the way with nobody. Oh damn, stream's dying. I think it's because the stream keeps like fucking buffering and like cutting out. Like I dropped frames and the shit disconnected for a second. If you're having stream problems, I'd refresh it. Maybe hopefully it'll work again. Should have just kinked itself out. It did on my playback, and I have a fucking god awful like old phone from 2015 I use. I don't know why my kilobytes my connection's been fucking shitty as fuck tonight. I will say I think my YouTube channel's off with jail time though, because I haven't gotten a yellow badge on my stream yet. Maybe YouTube's finally getting off my dick about everything. Like, alright, we know you fucked up once. Don't ever do whatever vague thing you did again. Okay. I'm happy with it. I don't give a fuck. The stream has 100 views already. I'm very happy. I'm like, damn, it's been a while since I ended a stream. Before hour and a half, we already got 100 people viewed it. Direct evidence my channel was getting suppressed for some weird reason the last couple weeks. Not really sure what happened. I'm by the way, I'm just fucking around. It's just February. I always go back and make sure I'm not wrong about this, but every February my channel dies. But anyway. So as some people have already pointed out in the chat, the Derek Carr situation is coming to a head, right? He's on his way out. Blah. What is a yellow badge? When you're demonetized or not demonetized, less monetized. It's pretty crazy they do that to me, seeing as I'm like 1/1,000,000th black. You know, we all come from Africa, so pretty fucked up to hold me down on this month. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll be covering the XFL. Might as well. Oh shit, that rhymed. What channel are XFL games on? Are those on Fox or are those on something else like CBS? Or did they have their own platform? They had their own thing, didn't they? If I remember right, I was allowed to stream XFL games. You could just straight up just play them motherfuckers on the stream and nobody cared. Oh, not now. Oh. Never mind. Yeah, you won't be able to, I won't be able to do that this time around. They'll fucking get my ass. What's up, Amir? How's it going? I was enjoying your basketball stream. I was tuned in at halftime. I just wasn't saying shit. Again, I don't really know what to ever say in basketball. You were fighting with some guy named Sir from the 6. Stream just ended. Hell yeah, did you guys win? Not really arguing. I think you guys were fucking around. You was talking about LaMarcus Aldridge going to working out with the what was it, Mavericks? Yeah, we'll be doing some XFL coverage though. I want to see how the best team does, the Battlehawks. You guys friend with Roka? Ah. Roka. Well, there's no Picks videos this week. Funny thing is, the Guardians are moving to Orlando from New York, and so am I. That's true. Are you excited? So, like, are your roommates moving with you too, or are you just going fresh start? I know you live with people in New York, so are they going down too? Are they like, fuck this, yeah, we're out? Going solo? Ooh, shit. Man's making vertical moves. He's going solo and paying less rent. Despite not having maybe 2 or 3 roommates. With more room. Yep. See, yeah, I know how it goes. Yeah, fucking New York's crazy. The fat 49ers fat. Yeah, it's way too crazy. Yeah. Pay less, get a bigger place to stay. It's like, yeah, nope. Why do you think I like living where I live? My rent's going up next year. I'm pretty upset. I'm going from paying 552 to 580 for my 2-bedroom apartment. Amir's like, fuck you. How big is it? Yeah, it was like 2-bedroom. The walls are really thin though, which kind of sucks. It is what it is though. I don't personally give a fuck. I'm deaf as fuck. I can't hear anything. Like, well, when I have a ear, because my left ear barely works, right? It's like I'm not like deaf or anything, um, but it's like just genuinely kind of a useless ear. Like it picks up noises and shit, but it's like it's got to be real loud. And then in my right ear, it works really good. But if I have a headphone in, it's basically I'm just fucking deaf. It's like there's no talking to me. I'm like, so like if somebody sees me, if you're trying to talk to me and I have headphones in, I have to go like, and you'll visibly see I have nothing in this ear, and then I'll have to be like, "What's up?" Yeah, it sucks, dude. I was born hard of hearing. Little fun fact about Rob. I've had tubes put in my ears many times, and then I had some surgery, and now I can hear good. That's also why I have no rhythm and I suck musically, probably. Like, oh, it's confusing. In my youngin' years, when I would have been informed on music stuff, I just never picked it up. I couldn't hear. Do you know what was the loudest noise in my life that made me have almost a panic attack when I was after I had the I had to get my adenoids took out because they were causing some problems with my throat and my breathing. And then all of a sudden, I was just chilling, and I was like, "It's really loud at the hospital, Mom and Dad." And they're like, "Huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's never been so loud." And they like figured out that like unintentionally that like cleared my ear hearing problem. They took my tonsils, my adenoids, and all of a sudden I could hear, and nobody knew that would happen. Isn't that crazy? For unrelated reasons, just because I couldn't breathe very good with the adenoids, so those had to go. And the tonsils, they're like, these are going to probably cause a problem. So they took them both, and all of a sudden I was like, it's really loud. I'm very uncomfortable. And then I heard a vacuum cleaner for the first time, and I almost shit myself. I was 7 though, so you got to kind of take that with a grain of salt. I ran out of the house freaking the fuck out because I thought we were under it. That was such a crazy noise. Like a 90s vacuum cleaner firing up, dude. That's so loud. Yeah, I still don't really fuck with vacuums because of that. I have to wear ear protection because of it. It's fucking really bugs me. And I can also I can fall asleep at fireworks shows. I just be like, oh, it's getting twerking is history, like the act of people shaking their body, like their booty. It is pretty historic. I can't tell when people are yelling sometimes. I'm like, no, they're just talking pretty normal. That's why I usually ask other people about the audio, because to me it'll sound just fine. If I can hear it, I'm like, oh, it sounds good to me. So I don't know if it's too loud. Yeah, I know, Amir. I know. Oh, it's pitchers and catchers report tomorrow, I believe. So Tuesday or Wednesday, most teams. Most teams report all pitchers and catchers next Tuesday anyway, or all full squads all report I think on the 20th, so a week from today. That's usually like the standard because games start on the 25th, at least for the Tigers they do. Team sports, yeah, I know a lot of fighting fans who have a similar view on team sports. I don't really like individual sports. That's part of my problem with like fighting. Like that's why I like football a lot and all that. Sucks that we're kind of we're sunsetting the NFL season right now. It feels like it's like, damn, dude. 2022, 2023 NFL regular season's over. Now we wait for the off season, then free agency, combines, pro days, drafts, training camps or mini camps rather, rookie camps, training camp, preseason games. We're so far away. A lot of what ifs, a lot of big things to come in the next couple days. Probably we'll probably find out about Derek Carr's situation because he's going to be cut. Would imagine that because you know he's kind of rejected the trade to the Saints, so I can imagine that Derek's going to be a free agent, and he might be one of the top free agents in the class, and I wonder where he goes. To the Giants, to the Texans to redeem his name. It's like the old school, have trust in our guys out there. Yeah, it's not a bad mindset, Danny. UFC's on all the time. Yeah. Nothing wrong with UFC. I just prefer team sport. Just more my thing. I don't know. I don't really like solo competition. I get bored of it. Whatever isn't guaranteed, yeah, I think he doesn't get. But whatever is guaranteed, he has to get paid. I think a small amount of it. It'll fuck the Raiders for like a year or two, but not really too bad. I think they have like one bad year. I don't even know if this is a bad cap year for it. Like I don't think. But yeah, I think long term he gets kind of fucked over doing this. But again, I think he's just done. He doesn't know the Raiders shit either. I'm kind of glad he isn't letting them trade him. And if they want to keep him, they have to pay him a stupid amount of money. So he's in a win-win, in my opinion. That's good for Derek. If he gets cut, he gets out of the situation he doesn't want to be in, and I don't know, you can make pretty solid money. Yeah, Vlad, I seen. Did they get the shooter yet? I try to avoid them while it's happening all at the moment. I was like on Twitter, like looking at something, and I just seen active shooter pop up, and I went, "Oh, great!" And then I seen MSU, and I was like, "I hope they're not related." They haven't gotten him. Oh, Jesus Christ! Well, I ain't leaving my house tomorrow. I'm only like 60 miles away from that place. Yeah, when I seen that, my energy got brought way down because again, I have friends all over that campus. So, always kind of a worrying situation when you're like, oh, I know people who work there and go to school there. That's not good. Your friends are okay? That's good. That's good to hear. I've seen one of my people hit me up, and I've hit a couple other people up, so. Some of them are probably asleep. A couple of my friends are like 30 years old, so like they're old. Hopefully everyone's good. Might as well go see if there's any updates. Let's see. Nothing I'm seeing anyway. Hmm. Ugh. Just listening while I'm eating. Yeah, I feel you, man. Danny, I'm getting into reselling sneakers. If I have some serious money in a couple months, I'm going to blow all of it on VIP tickets to McGregor versus Chandler fight, which to date hasn't been announced yet. Well, there you go. That's a good use of the money. A good reason to get into the hustle and try and get something. Plus, like, you know, you might learn how to do some things and all that. Learn a couple business skills, maybe make some connections along the way. Plus, make some money, obviously. You could live to be 90. Yeah, you could. Hopefully, you do. Hopefully, everyone lives a long time, or as long as they want to. Some people don't want to live that long. Some people are like, yeah, it's 70. After that, I'm pretty fucking good. I do like another 10 minutes or so, guys. I'm sorry. My energy kind of died after I found out that kind of shitty news. Oh, it's a great game. I'm going to be streaming it again later this week. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday or Friday. I've gotten a little bit further in it, or quite a bit further, but I wanted to kind of knock out some of the small shit. Like, there's a good chunk of the game that feels really tutorial like. Plus, I have to get a little bit better at it, you know. For sure. Hell yeah, I hope you do. It'll be a good time. Chat about whatever. The story of the game, I like it. Kind of predictable. Exercise. Yeah, I've seen walking as a big thing that makes people live a long time. Eating a pretty solid way. Pretty much, you just can't really be sedentary. It seems to be bad for people. It's just like non-healthy active life, like a, you know. We got emails that make no sense. I got an internship message from advisor to Stanford IT while being in manager. No, I've never gotten anything like that. Yeah, unfortunately for me, like, I'm not hmm. Oh well, I'm not gonna read any more of that for now. Exercise, I thought you meant extra fries. True, true. Universal, yeah, I'm sure they would. Wait, did what go out? Sorry, I shouldn't have stopped talking there. I'm sorry, I was just reading something. My apologies. It's pretty cool that Nick Bolton almost scored twice. Dude almost had 2 fumble recoveries in one game. That'd be pretty legendary, especially for a TD. I will say, people seem generally happier that the Eagles won the Super Bowl, or well, that the Chiefs won the Super Bowl last night than the Eagles. Pretty crazy. People really don't like the Eagles. What catch? Eagles fans would have been annoying. Yeah, they would have been dreadful. Oh, yeah, just I don't know. Didn't really make a football move. I didn't really see much of a football move or any kind of like I don't know. He just looked like as soon as he went to turn up the field, the ball got popped out. That's the way I looked at it. As soon as I seen that, I was like, that's not gonna be a catch. Hurts his Hail Mary, yeah. He was cocky in the game. He got caught on camera flipping somebody off, and then Hurts had to pull his arm down. All right, I'm just making sure something's all good, and it's okay. 2 weeks I pointed out that the Chiefs wide receivers in line and Eagles fans talk shit to me. Hey, 49ers fans and their team went on a near 2-week brigade of telling everybody in the world how shitty the Eagles were. Their defense was garbage yesterday. They got exposed badly. I thought they fixed all those holes up because of how well they played against the Giants and the Niners. I guess I was just kind of misled. And then I have to remember that their problem isn't any singular issue. It's more just a team that can do both running and throwing of the football. Oh yeah, no, their defense wasn't really shit either. Neither team's defense did anything. The Chiefs just made a little bit more of a move on defense. Just can't hold up all the game anymore, so it's changing from the traditional styles. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the Eagles couldn't. Yeah, they couldn't really stop the run. Their run woes came right back up. Again, when a team can can throw and run, when the threat of both are there, the Eagles' defense isn't as sharp. It would appear. But usually teams also can't really keep up with them. So usually if their defense fails, it's not that big of a deal, you know? Because usually, most teams can't score in the 30s and 40s. Sorry, I'm just looking at something right now. Eesh. Everyone being shipped around. Yeah, the NFL offseason could be really interesting. No, the lasers. Yeah, I think all the unidentified flying object shit is a distraction. I think it's just fucking people fucking around with things and throwing shit up into the airspace now, and then it's getting blasted. And I think it's a cover up because that situation in East Palestine, Ohio, is really bad, and there ain't like really hardly any news coverage of that. And I don't know why. That's gonna cause so much motherfucking cancer. So that's being covered up. Yeah, and the convenient UFOs are taking center stage on that. Yeah, that's what you call a decoy story. Yeah, I never really that whole thing seemed fake to me, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot there is that going on. One of the greatest, probably the greatest ecological disaster in U.S. history. But you know. Whoops a daisy. We poisoned half the Ohio. One of our most fertile land. Yeah, weather balloon, that was never, I don't think that was real. That could have been real. But then they used that as a, be like, oh, that's a good way to distract people. So then they just start launching a bunch of dumb shit up to keep people's vision directly off the, you know, the fact that they may have accidentally Chernobyl the, hmm. Yeah, I can't. I don't know. I didn't even know about the derailment. Yeah, a lot of people probably don't. In terms of contamination, yeah, it's probably somewhere similar to that. It's really bad. It's gonna cause some problems. People's gonna get some cancers. I'm glad I live down or upriver or further north, so it's not gonna affect me as bad. You might want to check where your water comes from, though, if you live south of Ohio. See, we'll see, because it could that river water from that area could get into the Mississippi River, and then all kinds of fucking problems come. That's the biggest problem. A bunch of heated up vinyl chloride getting in the water. You doing fine at all? Yeah, you just got to kind of, you know, look past the violence if you can. Most seals have cancer. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you know, yeah, chemical waste. It always all that shit does is cause cancer. They're gonna laugh at us in the future and be like, "These people were just giving themselves cancer left, right, and center. They didn't know." It's like we judge like the old timey people for eating off lead plates and shit. But they use plastic. Yeah. Whoops. It'll be something innocuous that we think is great too, just like the Romans thought lead was great. I think people used to also eat mercury. Because I think they used to think it made you feel better. Thank you, by the way. We hit 17 likes. Stream did good tonight. I appreciate it, everybody. But I think we're going to start to wrap it up here tonight. We're over 11 o'clock and yada, yada, yada. I was only going to plan on going about 2 hours anyway. So, yeah, that Michigan State thing kind of took the wind right out of my sails. I apologize. No, dude, they figured that out in like 400 BCE. And it wasn't flat, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it's whatever shape they think it is. And why would the Greeks lie about that? Like ancient Greeks, when they figured that shit out, you know what I mean? Like, I get if you say it was a conspiracy started by NASA, like we just recently found out the Earth wasn't flat, or whatever the fuck people thought back in the day, prior to Herodotus, the guy who made it up. No, I think it's gonna be like, I think it's like 5 or 6 people shot. I don't think they're gonna have any kind of number. I think the person's already on like a serious run back. Yeah, only one dead. Yeah, it sounds like there was just some light, like people got kind of peppered up a little bit. I think hopefully only 1 or 2 pass. Or no more. Hopefully no more pass, but you gotta kind of be realistic. Oh, what about the Kansas cop? That doesn't sound good. So there's 5 shooting victims. 1 is dead. Do do do. Kansas City shot was shot in hot quarters after the Eagles lost. Oh wow, that's not good. Have a good night, Danny. Try and stay sane out there. Yeah, that sounds awful, Vlad. It sounds Did he do it himself, or did one of his coworkers get him? How the fuck did somebody shoot him in his own headquarters? How'd somebody get in there like that? All right, everybody. I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you stay safe out there as per usual. You know, with everything that just, you know, kind of popped off in the last hour of the stream. You know, stay safe out there. Be alert. Yeah, I have to do that too. I'm gonna read up on that as well. All right, I gotta get out of here, guys. I will see you tomorrow evening. Not too sure what we'll do. Hopefully you tune in for whatever we do wind up doing. If it's gaming, you can come in and we can chit chat or whatever. Yeah, should be pretty fun. I don't know. Thinking about starting my streams a little earlier and like going from like 8 o'clock till 11 type streams now. But I mean, you know, just pushing it another hour. Alrighty. Plus, I gotta get ready for baseball, so I have to like inch forward like an hour or two every day because baseball starts at 7. So I kind of have to like condition myself for the new schedule. All right, guys. If there's not anything major pressing, I think we're gonna get out of here. And like I said yesterday, it was a fun season. We'll still do more NFL streams, but they're probably not going to be like every day or the multiple streams of the week. It'll be like once or twice a week we'll talk NFL. We'll always cover the big events like the drafts, combines, like things and fun like that. So you know how it goes. We'll do mock drafts and stuff like that as well to kind of like pass the time and make things fun and yada, yada, yada. Alrighty. Thank you guys again. Hopefully you guys all have good nights. Stay safe, stay warm, all that fun stuff. All the YouTube mumbo jumbo. Leave a like on your way out if you haven't already. Thank you so much if you have. Thank you so much for chit-chatting. It was a fun stream. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, all right. I'm going to try and wait this last 15 seconds so it can be 2 hours. All right, I'm out of my Rob persona. Oh. I just say a bunch of slurs. No. All right. Well, thank you guys again. It's always fun. Thank you for another fun NFL season. I'll see you tomorrow.